I'll be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents by the tree. Christmas Eve will find me. Shut up, John. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the news. We're back live again. What's going on, y'all? Happy Tuesday. We're back. I apologize in advance. We're a little bit late today. It's been a little bit crazy. Y'all gonna have to forgive me. My schedule's 1,000 miles per hour. And everything is always everywhere at once. I know there's a movie, something along those lines with respect to the title, but we keep it moving. We keep it moving. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic Tuesday. And of course, from wherever you guys are tuning in from across the world, I hope you guys are well. Let me see what the chat's checking in from today. Drop your countries, drop your cities. Let me see where y'all checking in from tonight in this lovely Friday evening. Not too lovely from the sense that it's absolutely freezing here in New York, but let me know where y'all checking in from. What's going on, y'all? Talk to me. Let's see what the chat's saying. We got Katie Marie in the house tonight. What's going on? She says, it's my birthday Sunday. Very excited. Let's go. Happy early birthday, Katie. Congratulations. Nightwing says, hopefully Yuki takes over one of those Aston seats when Honda I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know what y'all talking about right now. Who is Yuki? All I know is Yuki. Come on. You know that song? The rap? Anyways. Dundar in the chat, what's going on? Shouting me out for the nice glasses. Thank you very much. Shouts out Gentle Monster. Can we do something? I am gentle and I am a monster. Sometimes. I don't have the energy to be a monster anymore these times, but what's going on? Liverpool Anfield videos. What's going on? He says, hey John, how are you? I'm doing great. RG says, John, can I call? Yes, you can call in tomorrow. Tomorrow is our call-in show. Kanyuk's checking in. He says, my God, John Shin, Wagwan from Toronto. As usual, but happy to be here for the vibes. Kanyuk's, thank you for checking in from 6666666. Thank you for checking in, y'all. Football Ed is checking in. DB Cooper checking in. What's going on? Nightwing says, my birthday is tomorrow. Hey, man, what the hell? Happy early birthday to all of y'all. Happy early birthday, everybody. Let's see what else the chat's saying here. Liverpool Anfield video says, I was wondering what your goals were for the channel in 2026. I think we did talk about this early before, but if you want to ask that question again, you can check in tomorrow, my man. And we could talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, because today I want to keep it a little bit football related, and then maybe tomorrow we can keep it a little bit more open-ended, because tomorrow is more of the ask me anything kind of vibe. You guys can ask me whatever you like tomorrow. I heard the city game today against Fulham went absolutely crazy. I heard it was like 5-4 or something. Absolutely nuts. But apparently Erling Haaland became a Premier League centurion. We should have had him, We should have brought him. We should have brought Erling Haaland, but whatever. We move. Nightwing says, why am I Nightwing again instead of Radius? I have no idea. YouTube be changing it up. So now instead of seeing your names, we're back to your handles. So Katie Marie's handle is KMA. Yeah, and Rohan Kundu's handle is Rohan Kundu 7183. So I don't know. Y'all gonna have to ask the YouTube loods. But yeah, we're here to chat today a little bit about footy and a little bit about one of my favorite players in time all, in Bruno Fernandes. I actually, before we go on any further though, we got to talk a little bit about the name situation, because I know when we talk about Bruno Fernandes, I love to do the whole Bruno Miguel Borges Fernandes, but you know what's funny is actually every time I see, so Maddie is Brazilian, right? And shouts out Maddie, but he speaks Portuguese, right? And when he says Bruno Fernandes' name, he says Bruno Fernandes, and he says the S at the end, and he says Fernandes as if it's like, he comes down. Bruno Fernandes. So he speaks Portuguese. Maybe it's Bruno Miguel Borges Fernandes instead of Fernandes. I don't know who to trust anymore. So I'm going to just keep going Bruno Miguel Borges Fernandes. And sometimes I might say Fernandes. I might switch it up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We might switch it up. But with today's video is going to be predominantly talking about Bruno Miguel Borges Fernandes, because I saw an interview today that Bruno conducted actually in Portuguese. I guess Portuguese is a little bit more apropos today because he did speak about a certain thing that I thought we really need to discuss. Because Bruno, he does a hell of a lot of interviews, but this one was a little bit different because he talked about Portuguese. He talked about football in Portuguese. Rolling in the Deep says Cunha is probably mixed between English and Portuguese. What do you mean by that? Kanyuk says, man, Bruno and Haaland could have easily carried us through the banter years. Imagine we had Haaland up top and Bruno fixing him up from behind. Ooh. RG says, you're a real one for backing Bruno. He's genuinely my favorite player. You and I both, brother. He's one of my favorites of time all. Nightwing says, why does the fan base really discount Bruno? Calling his assists not real assists. I don't understand why people hate the best player we've had the last 6 years. We're gonna break it all down. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it all down today because I feel like we need to have just a talk about one player, just Bruno. Yeah, just Bruno, and then after we get all of that out, we'll talk about whoever else we want to talk about. But yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, please drop a like. Please subscribe to the channel. YouTube.com/@GoodVibesJohn. Twitch.tv/@GoodVibesJohn. Facebook.com/@GoodVibesJohn. I'm everywhere. I'm all over the place. You open it, I'm there. You open your phone, I'm there. Florin TJ says, yow. Huge fan from Nairobi, Kenya. Shouts out to you from Kenya, my man. Speaking of Florin, TJ, speaking of which, there's a Korean show that's actually aired recently on Netflix, and I don't really watch TV that much, but these guys are like OGs that I've been watching for a while, and they recently, the 3 Korean guys, they went to Kenya on a week-long trip and they filmed it, and it's an entertainment variety show, so obviously they go over there and do challenges and other things of that nature. But Kenya looks so dope, man. They were in Nairobi and they look like they're having a blast. But yeah, man, shouts out to you checking in from Kenya. Appreciate you. Gaming Hero says, one is Brazilian Portuguese, the other is the proper Portuguese pronunciation. Ooh, Gaming Hero, do you speak Portuguese? I might have to just call up a Portuguese guy and just be like, yo, how do you pronounce it? If there's any Portuguese native speakers in here, please let me know. What's going on, Vispo? Thank you for checking in. Calling me ancestor as usual. But any Portuguese native speakers in here, get involved in the chat and let me know. What's going on, Motivation Shorts? Thank you for checking in. Let's really break it down. Yeah, let's talk about Bruno Miguel Borges Fernandes. Yeah, this is where I kind of want to start because according to Who Scored, no Premier League player has created more chances or provided more assists than Bruno Fernandes this season. Bruno Fernandes continues to be topping, or at least one of the top providers from an assist perspective. And additionally, Bruno Fernandes continues to be one of the top chance creators. Now, Bruno Fernandes gets ridiculed mercilessly by the football community for being wasteful, being poor in possession, being, reckless at times. And Sahil in the chat says, hot take, Bruno is better than KDB. Sahil speaking facts there. Absolutely. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't think y'all know ball like that. Because how can you tell the man whose main job is to help create chances and to provide opportunities for his players in front of him? How can you tell that man and his job that he's being reckless and he's risk taking. That's his job. If Bruno Fernandes' job at Manchester United came in like some sort of like a job, like if you looked up LinkedIn.com, if you went to LinkedIn.com, yeah, if you literally typed, you know what, let me just, if you went to LinkedIn.com and you searched up Manchester United chance creator, right? If you looked up Manchester United chance creator and the job application first popped up, that job description, it would take, one of the things would say, taking chances, creating opportunities. And Bruno Fernandes is doing that. Bruno Fernandes is the playmaker. Bruno Fernandes is the chance creator. He is the guy that's orchestrating. He is the maestro. He's conducting. And the fact that he gets a is absolutely bananas to me. It's bananas. Bananas. She's bananas. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely crazy. It's just baffling to me that people criticize him and people attack him for being a chance creator and taking those chances. I just don't understand where the logic comes from. You know, in a world where we talk about football being boring, and in a world where we talk about football having changed in the from the past and whatnot, where things are becoming so much more calculated and robotic, he's doing so much more with the ball than what I think many other players can do. He's so methodical. He's so careful. He's so, dare I say, caring of that ball. You know what I mean? Angel Hamoud in the chat. What's going on, my man? Thank you for joining us. Kanyuk says, come to think of it, if Bruno gets hate in a similar way Pogba used to get hate. The amount of disrespect surrounding Paul Labille Pogba is absolutely shocking to me. I will never understand that. You know what I mean? Halil says he gets in all of the top Premier League teams, and that's no cap. My man's only spitting facts right there. Only spitting facts. Only spitting facts. You know what I love about my YouTube community? They're like, we're just here, they're just here having fun. Now we be talking about football, and they're here talking about F1 and a TV show. Well, I brought up the TV show conversation, so that's all me. But I love the community. I love our community because it just literally feels like a community. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my YouTube family. Nick Bradford in the chat, what's going on, my man? He says, oof, I almost missed y'all. Hi, everyone. What's going on? Thank you for joining us. Nick says, I love Paul Pogba at San Diego. Paul's going to join San Diego? That would be crazy if Paul joined San Diego. Zilla Don in the chat says, what's up, John? What's going on, Zilla? Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, I just feel like the discourse around Bruno Fernandes is absolutely ridiculous. And the quote that I kind of wanted to break down today is this quote right here. Let's take a look together. Bruno Fernandes with some big quotes here. He says, I think football is now more and more robotic. I'm not saying it's never bad to lose the ball. The longer you have it, the more you can do, which is obviously facts, right? Everybody knows that. We all different. Did he say we all different, or did he say we're all different? We all different. And if my main feature is taking risks, the last pass, trying to assist, and if I don't do that, I'll become a useless player. It's my greatest feature, and I can't lose it. The fact that Bruno Miguel Borges Fernandes has to sit there and explain this is absolutely shocking. It's absolutely shocking. It's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely crazy to me. For example, a player in world football who didn't reach his full potential was Neymar. If we told Neymar stop charging forward and dribbling, football would lose its magic and spectacle that it is. It's what Paulo did. It's what Ronaldinho did. It's what Ronaldo did. It's what many players have done for years. We've lost that. We've lost the essence of players. If a player is good at that, then why take it away from him? Each player has their skills. You know what I'm saying? This. We need to, whatever Bruno's on here, we need to support that because he's only spitting facts. Juan Abdul Rahman, thank you for checking in from Malaysia. Shouts out to you, checking in from Malaysia. Appreciate you, Broski. Coach Artie in the chat, what's going on, Artie? He says, tell him to come to Pier 40 to see me play like magic. You know, Coach Artie, I'm gonna have to hold you up on that. I might have to come watch you. I'm gonna have to watch you kick ball because you got some pretty damn good ball knowledge. I'm gonna have to see if you can, if you can back that talk. You know what I mean? Rob Pimentel checking in from Edinburgh, Texas. Shouts out to the Lone Star State. Thank you for joining us, Rob. Appreciate you. Let's see. Rohan Kundu says they can diss him as much as they want. We still love him. Rohan, absolutely. Love that. Katie Marie says, yes, we would defend him to the ends of the earth. Bruno is everything. I think I saw Son of Gondor joining us early today. Son of Gondor would definitely, I would defend Bruno Fernandes on Earth. I would defend him on Earth 662, whatever that Marvel multiverse Earth is. I would defend him in Middle Earth, where Son of Gondor is. I will fight any orcs, any urukais. I will fight Sauron himself. I will beef up, mash anybody up if they're here to roast my Bruno, because Bruno deserves. I'm not even saying Bruno deserves to be, pedestaled into this place where he's like, Ronaldo, Messi, Bruno conversation. I'm not even saying that. I'm literally saying all Bruno is doing is creating, and that's his job, and he's getting criticized for it. That's the crazy part. You know what I'm saying? Youngo in the chat says, Teo Mingo in the house. What's going on, Youngo? Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. Artie says, opinions on the delusion of Arsenal fans, Mr. John. Artie, the less I speak about Arsenal fans, the better, because I think this season is Arsenal's season to win, but I need them to win, and we need to move on to the next season quickly as possible. I'm so sick of it already. I'm so sick of it. Speaking of which, there was a hold on. Let me find it real quick. Give me a second, y'all. Let me find it. What's the name of that Arsenal fan? Can anybody remind me? What's the name of that Arsenal fan who was on this week's episode of The Overlap? Can anybody remind me? Something Ischius. I forgot his name. Not Troops. Nope. Troops was not. He was not on The Overlap. My boy was sitting next to. He was sitting next to Adam McCullough. Shouts out Adam. Angel says that dude is unhinged. I don't know anything about him, but I saw that video and I was like, brother, are you mad? I have to find it. Somebody find his name for me. Papa Ischius or something? I forgot his name. Oh, there we go. Papa Pinkus. Oh, what the hell? Okay. Oh, that's his last name is Pinkus. Okay, well, here, let me see this. Maybe we can kind of break this down together. Hold up.
Still win the job is because of Arteta. I think that they've looked at what Arteta's done at Arsenal.
Not everything's about Arsenal. I promise you. Not everything is about.
To be fair to him, Jim Ratcliffe did say that.
Okay, no. I'm not allowing that. Absolute madness. Absolute madness. Absolute madness there. McCullough, Adam, let me just go back to this. Maybe we watch it back one more time.
I think that the only reason Amorim is still in the job is because of Arteta. I think that they've looked at what Arteta's done at Arsenal.
Not everything's about Arsenal. I promise you. Not everything is about.
To be fair
This is what I'm talking about.
Jim Ratcliffe did say that.
Jim Ratcliffe did. I don't know where that quote is from. Can somebody find me that quote? Is Carragher speaking facts?
Amorim is still.
He said the only reason Amorim is still in the job is because of Mikel Arteta. What? The overlap just be bringing anybody on these times. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure Papa Pingus, what's his name? Pinkus? Papa Pinkus is probably a good content creator and he's probably got great takes. I don't know the guy at all, but that is horrendifying. That is horrendifying. That is suspense horrendifying. You know how you know Adam's tight? When he starts calling you bruv. You know what I'm saying? When he's on the overlap and he starts calling you bruv, like that's how you know Adam's tight. You know what I'm saying? I know Adam. I've known Adam for a decade.
Still win the job is because of Arteta. I think that they've looked at what Arteta's done at Arsenal.
Not everything's about Arsenal. I promise you, bro.
He said not everything is about Arsenal. I promise you, bruv. When Adam pulls out the bruv, you know he's tight. You know my boy is tight. Oh. He's disrespectful, really. Oh, dude, I don't know nothing about this guy, but that was wild. That was absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Okay, DB Cooper says Carragher is kind of correct. Sir Jim did say something about Arteta being given time. Okay, but he didn't say that it's Arteta's reason that he's gotten the job. That's not. I see where he's drawing the connection. I see where he's drawing the dots. But instead of going from point A to point B and drawing a straight line, that's one of those where he's like, and then getting to the dot. I'm not doing that. I'm not here for that. I keep it straight. We don't beat around the bush here. You know what I'm saying? Ray says, when Sir Jim backed Amorim, he said that it is similar to Arteta at Arsenal, including Arsenal finishing 15th. Okay, well, that's Sir Jim Ratcliffe. You have fed this fella that energy, and you have fed Jamie Carragher with that quote. We're not allowing that. No more. Artie says these guys have the same IQ as Arteta's Arsenal trophies. God. Oh my goodness. Sahil says John do a video with Stuntpeg. Neve she's incredible, but she's UK based, so I don't know if we'll be able to connect. But I'm sure I'll run into her someday. The football community is big, but it is also tight, and we're always running into each other. So I'd love to sit down and figure out a way if we could collab. She's awesome. But there's so many awesome content creators out there. But yeah, anyways, let's get back on track here. Let's get back on track here real quick. Let's talk a little bit about the whole situation about Bruno Fernandes. Back on the topic of Bruno. And Liverpool Anfield Video says, in the interview with the Times and the Sunday Times produced by the Business Podcast, Amorim will be given much time to settle things down. Oh, my boy's just dropping fat quotes here. Oh my goodness. That's what he's talking about. It's 3 years. You also look at Arteta at Arsenal. He had a miserable time over the first couple of years. We have to be patient. We have a long-term plan. It isn't a light switch. Liverpool Anfield Videos, thank you for that, because that is literally what I was looking for, the actual quote there. But I can see, like I said before, I can see exactly where Jamie Carragher is referencing that, but that's not him literally saying. Jim Ratcliffe didn't sit there and go, Ruben Amorim has a job because of Mikel Arteta. That's not what he said, right? He's saying that managers deserve time. Somebody like Mikel Arteta has had time. That doesn't necessarily mean that just because Mikel Arteta was given time, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is exclusively taking the same decision. But this is where media and wordplay gets annoying. And maybe that's that New York in me. I don't like that shit. Stop playing with that shit. Like, if you're gonna talk, just point A to point B. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're telling me a fucking story and I'm here to watch a storytelling concept, don't give me that. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me that. You know what I mean? Do not give me that. Let's talk a little bit about, there was a clip that I actually saw from Rio, and maybe we can talk about this one more time. Let me see if I can pull this up here real quick. How do I do this? Okay, cool. Let's see if Uncle Rio is on the same boat as me.
God, they'd be better off without him and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, are you crazy? So he's overtook Paul Scholes into 4th place in terms of assists for the club. Premier League assists, he's only behind Becks, Giggs and Rooney. Like, he's in like like legendary territory there. The geezer's playing in a holding midfielder's role and still creating more than anyone on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Still up there in the league in terms of chances created. Like when I see him question it, just makes me sit there and go, what are you? You don't know football. You can't know football. And then I see people saying, he should be gone. He should be out. We get rid of him. He would unlock the others and we'd be better off. Man United done that years ago with it was Texino. I'm shouting Texino out. I understand the argument. When Ruud van Nistelrooy was at Man United, he was scoring the goals. Got rid of him. And we went on to do so well. The players that came in and took over that mantle were Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo and Louis Saha. Who have we got coming in to replace Bruno?
Facts. He's only speaking facts there. He's only speaking facts there. A lot of people that criticize Bruno Fernandes, they're going to look at this moment and go, oh my God, what are we going to do with figuring this out? And yes, of course, there are footballers out there that we can find to replace Bruno in the future. But right now, when we're in the middle of trying to transition into a strong squad and have that balance and almost kind of have that seasoned energy amongst ourselves in terms of the depth and the balance of the spine, we can't lose Bruno at that spine. We can't lose Bruno at the spine. And if we're thinking about selling him or whatever, we better have a good-ass plan for how to go forward. We better have a good-ass plan. We better. Like, a lot of people were upset that we didn't sell. Okay, and this is where I guess we can kind of have a split opinion on what to do with Bruno, right? Because last season, Bruno Fernandes was linked with a move to Saudi, right? And then when we were talking about, do we sell him, do we not? I believe the conversation was in the figures upwards of 100 million or something along those lines, right? And yeah, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money. But I said that 100 million pounds at this moment in time won't do us any good. Because at most, what we're going to do is use that money and fund the signing for 1 or 2 players. And we won't, and we were at a stage in the season where we cannot. You have to understand, the last transfer window, we were not in a position where we were going to just take 100 M's and sign a Bruno replacement. It was never a feasible option, which meant that because of the lack of depth in the squad, we needed to split that 100 into, for example, 50-50 and spend money on multiple players, not bringing one world star talent. Do you know what I mean? The idea that Bruno was worth 100 M's in that transfer window, yes, it's good money, but it makes absolutely no sense when we're in the midst of a transition period and we need to keep the players that are working for us right now. The players that are not working out for us, yeah, let them go, whatever reason. You know, even if they're quality or not quality, if it's not working out or they don't want to be here, go ahead. What we needed to do was make sure we kept Bruno. And I'm glad we did. And I think that was the right choice. And I believe that was the right choice because Lord knows, imagine we didn't have Bruno right now. Imagine we didn't have Bruno right now. Where do you think that, you think we would not have had the money to spend on another attacking talent like Bruno Fernandes? Which midfielder were we going to bring for 80 M's? Nobody is replacing Bruno right now. It was impossible for us to jump into the market to find a Bruno replacement in a season where we needed to replace our right winger, our left winger, our number 9, bring in another midfielder. We had so much other areas that we needed to repair. If we repair everything all at once, a team cannot adjust fast. Look at Liverpool. How many times have I told you? History repeats itself. Football repeats itself. It's cyclic. You cannot tell me that you can sit here and just throw money and let it work out. Let it all work out. It don't work like that. Football don't work like that. Look at Liverpool. They're having such a tough time. They spent a lot of money on quality players. And yeah, let's be real. There's a lot of talent in that squad. Isak, Ekatike. And look, Florian Wirtz gets like roasted all the time, but Florian Wirtz is a quality player. Yeah? He's a good player. But if you don't have the right you can't just reshuffle every piece all at once. That's not how it works. Look at Tottenham when they sold Gareth Bale. They sold Gareth Bale for hella money back then. The amount of players that they brought in and the amount of players that didn't work out. I can't even remember their names. That's how irrelevant they were in that period. Tottenham should have been a serious team at that moment. But it took Andres Villas-Boas to come in, not work out, whatever it be, and then for Pochettino to come in, revamp that whole squad with all that money that they spent and do it again. selling Bruno Fernandes was a bad idea, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we didn't. Elias Maya in the chat says, brother speaks the truth. Spending a lot doesn't make you win the league. Facts, absolutely. Absolutely. Paul says, here's my read to the situation. Bruno will stay, but Amorim is planning to use Bruno as a substitute and compete in double 10 in the next season. Amorim even said, yes, I do believe Amorim, I do recall Amorim speaking something along those lines for sure. Yeah. But you also have to remember that Bruno is getting old. So there's only going to be so much he can do going forward. This season itself is already, This season itself, we're asking a lot from Bruno. This season itself, we're asking two of our season's midfielders to play week in, week out, and a midfield too. Do you know how much weight Bruno and Casemiro are carrying right now? Do you know? Bruno is doing so much more. He's doing so much for us. And I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm going to be real. When Bruno was given the captain's role, I was like, I don't know, man. I would prefer Casemiro because I think Bruno has just too much of that, like, that energy where he moans a little too much on the pitch and he's always like, yelling at his teammates and whatever. I was like, nah, I don't like that. How wrong was I? And I'm so okay with the idea of holding my hands up and saying my bad. Bruno is a fantastic captain. He got the job and he changed the way he carries himself. From what I can see, he moans a lot less. From what I can see, he carries himself with more demeanor, with more elegance in some way. I love it. I love Bruno so much, and I think it's criminal that some people disrespect Bruno and say that he needed to go. Even if I understand the logic of the money elements, but it wasn't the right moment for us. If Manchester United Football Club were in a much more healthier position, if Bruno Fernandes, right, was in the same squad as Rio was back in them times, right? If we had a Rio Vida, freaking Rafael, Patrice Evra as our back four, right? And we had a midfield two of Paul Scholes, midfield three if you want to play 4-3-3 with Paul Scholes, Michael Carrick. You want to throw Park in there. You want to throw whoever. You know what I mean? Waza, Ronaldo, Barba, Chicha. The quality that we had back then. If Bruno was in that squad and then we're like, oh shoot, we got to let him go. Then all right, then we have the money. We're in a better position. We're in a healthier position. But Bruno is the only thing that was working for us. He was one of the only things that was working for us. Vispo says, holy app. Vispo, stop it. I know we've had our differences, my man. You were right about 10-10. Bossman Ten Hag. Okay, cool. I'll give you that. You were right about maybe Ugarte. I'll give you that. I'll tell you what you're not right about. Bruno Fernandes. Halil says, I don't get the money. I don't get the money topic. Let's not forget how much money we get off shirt sales, ticket sales, and many more. This is literally one of the biggest clubs in the world. Trust, money ain't a problem. Money should not be a problem. Hell no. Vispo says, I love Bruno. Yup. Wait, Vispo, did you just change your profile picture? That's crazy. Sick. Rathapol says, I think next season with great investment in midfielders, Bruno will be allowed to move to the double 10, which he won't have to cover for us that much anymore. And it should result better for all. Exactly. I really think we need to be able to make sure that we bring in some quality midfielders this summer. We have to. I honestly think we need to bring in a midfielder this January transfer window. We need a midfielder this January transfer window. We've been linked with Conor Gallagher. Chat, let me know what you guys think. What if Atletico came to us and said, hey, can we do a swap with Ugarte and Gallagher? Would you take that? Would y'all take that? Zilladon said I would take a loan. I would take a loan too, but what if they offered a swap deal? Would y'all take that? Vispo says, hell no. Elias is 50-50. 6'7", 6'7". I can't believe I just did that. Holy shit. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. Oh my God. And Rohan says, watch along for Thursday's game. Rohan, no, I'm going to be working, unfortunately. Ron Kundi says, I heard Ruben Neves was available for 18 mil. I don't even know if we'll be able to get that. Vispo roasted 50 plus. No. Don't clip nothing. Don't clip nothing. My head went. Don't clip nothing. Don't clip nothing. DB Cooper says, Ruben will still play Casemiro and Bruno, so not sure it really matters. Okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. What can somebody even explain to me what this whole 6-7 is? Because I still don't understand. I don't understand. Nick, don't boo me. Don't boo me. I'm sorry. I said my bad. Isn't it funny? All the players I said we shouldn't sign have been. All right, Vis, sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. All right. Sometimes it shines, sometimes it rains. All right. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to have to let it rock. Let it rock. You know? But yeah. I just think the conversation with Bruno Fernandes needs to be a little bit more respectful. Yeah. Gino in the chat says, come on, you Spurs. Nope. Come on, you Spurs up in here, Gino. Not in here. This is United, huh? We're not doing no damn Spurs conversation. Nick Bradford says, we're old, dog. Damn, no, I'm not old. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Nightwing says it's a meme created by LaMelo Ball when he was on a stream with Kai. Bottom line, we're too old to get it. Okay, what the hell? Vispo says older than Tom Heaton, but I'm not older than Tom Heaton. Don't do this. Don't do this. Gino says that Stop This Train story was hitting a few days ago. Yeah, man. That song, like, it comes up in my shuffle playlist once in a while. It gets me. Stop this train. I wanna get off and go home again. I can't take the speed it's moving in. I know I can't, you know what I'm saying? It's a sad song if you think about it. It comes up once in a while and I'm like, damn. You know? Tico says, bro, how old are you? I don't want to talk about age in here. Bandari, sir, thank you so much for the rose. Appreciate you. He says, what's the score prediction for West Ham? I'm going to go 4-1 to United. Zilladon says, we're coming top 4. We're winning the league. Zilladon, I don't know what you're on, broski, but I love it. Vispo says he's 50 plus. Vispo.
You're rubbish. Shut up. Go to bed.
And Ray says, remember beginning of the season when Spurs fans said that Thomas Frank was better than Ruben Amorim, and now some of them want him fired? DJ Z Witch says, shush, we suck. Damn, DJ. It's like that. Zapata says 3-1 to United. Zapatas, I love it. I love that energy. Tico says, girls don't talk about the age, bro. You're a man. Yo, anybody can talk about the age or not talk about the age. What you talking about? How old are you? You know what? Don't answer it. I don't want to know. Halil says, we need to get Benjamin Sheshko in top form. Why is it Tesco? Sheshko in form. Get Diogo out of my team. Damn. Y'all don't like Bruno? All right. You know what? Let me ask the chat. Let me ask the chat. Y'all can let me know. Diogo Dalot this summer, does he stay or does he leave? Let me know. Let me know, y'all. Gabe V says, where are you from? That's the only question I have. I live in New York and I'm from Korea. Tico says, you're asking me anyway. I'm 23. Hey, shouts out to you for 23, man. That's awesome. The Jordan years. Love that. Tico says, Dalot stays. Okay, cool. Zapata says, pack it up, Dalot. Damn. Rohan says, Dalot, leave. Damn. I don't know. It's a weird conversation with Diogo. I think he's worth keeping around, but I think we need a little bit more of a stable, like left wing back. I can maybe see a case for him playing right wing back, but I think he'd be second fiddle to Ahmad because I think Ahmad has to start at the right wing back, which means that it's Dorgu on the left side. But I don't like the idea of rotating Dorgu and Dalot on the left, you know. DB Cooper says, I know this. I'll play Dalot over Dorgu 10 out of 10 times. Whoa, DB Cooper. Very interesting there. Very interesting. DJ says, not get rid. Okay. Zilla Dons is on the same page as I am. He says, think about it, guys. We need a left wing back. I agree. Vispo says, Dalot was so good 2 seasons ago. Now you're probably better, and that ain't it. Let's not disrespect Diogo like this. I get the conversation, and y'all know where I stood with Diogo for the longest time, but we're not doing. I'm not better than him. I can't even play. I can't even run anymore. My back is killing me, fam. Nick Bradford says Dalot stays for our Portuguese statue after FIFA giving the World Cup. Damn. You know what? I'm about to say something that y'all might not agree with, and I'm about to say something real, okay? I'm about to say something real, and this is very important. Dalot got you on the payroll. Ain't nobody got me on the payroll. Halia says my grandmother's back. All right, I get criticizing him, but y'all doing too much right now, respectfully. He's not that bad, all right? I think he'd be a great squad player, in my view. I think he'd be a great squad player, yeah? Guys, I'll be right back. Somebody is ringing at the door. I'll be right back, and I'm going to drop my bar. I'm going to drop my quote. I'll be right back. It was some delivery guy. But you know what I did? I took that advantage. I took the opportunity and I seized it. You know what I did? I got me a snack. Oh yes. I got me a snack. Y'all gonna have to forgive me because I'm gonna be snacking a little bit, yeah? I'm gonna just be watching y'all's comments for a second. Let me snack real quick. I need some sugar. Vispo says, of course you did. What do you mean, of course? Yo, this hits. This hits. The company is called Hete. Haitai. Hete. Yo, let's work together on this, yeah? Can we sponsor the McDonald's logo on my head? What you talking? Oh, you Nico says, bro, what's the time now in your place? It's 7:13. What I'm about to say next, I'm probably gonna get clipped up like crazy, but I don't care. I'm about to say it. Edward Chen says, I thought you sent yourself into the Infinity Castle. No. We gotta bring all those guys that we sent during the watch along out though. Come out. This was using the States last weekend. Okay, cool. Where was you at? DB Cooper says, that ain't marshmallow in it, is it? No, it's let me see if I can show you guys. Oh. It's got premium something chocolate cake. It's got like chocolate in here. Absolutely slaps. Hi Tai. Can we work together on something? Instead of saying, oh yes. What if it was like, I don't know. I'm cooked. Anyway, here we go. When it comes to the World Cup, right? Let me just say something real quick. Yeah. I have a weird feeling that this World Cup is going to be one of those World Cups where we're going to have a surprise winner. And I'm not talking about surprise in the sense that like, oh, you know, Brazil was not having a good build up to it, or Italy's going to win it, or, you know, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about an outside team winning. I'm talking about an underdog winning. I think 2026 World Cup, I'll tell you who's going to win it. The winner of the 2026 FIFA World Cup will be South Korea. I said it here, and I'm going to say it again. I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. South Korea is going to win the 2026 World Cup. Clip me all you want. Clip me all you want. I don't care. I don't care. You can clip me all you want. South Korea is winning the World Cup. We are there. Edward Chen says H smart accent for real? Facts. South Korea is going to win the World Cup. Cormac United says, nah, home field advantage for the USA. Nah. Vispo says, hell no, bigger chance of my nation winning it. What's your nation? We'll beat your nation. Nick Bradford says, Netherlands never won it. We're always, never won it. Oh, bridesmaid. Okay. Nick, good luck to you, but we're going to win it. Tico says, I'm an Asian, but nah, bro. Portugal's going to win it. You know what? Tico's, you're on something there. Okay? Because my next prediction was that it's going to be South Korea versus Portugal in the final. Son Heung-min is going to cook everybody. I can finally talk about Son Heung-min in peace because he's not at Spurs. Son Heung-min finna cook everybody. I don't care. In the words of Andy Tate, I don't care. South Korea, Taemingo is gonna cook everybody. Edward Chen says, John been watching that Physical Asia? I've not been watching anything Physical Asia. I've been watching Marco Pierre White cook the same potato dish over and over again. I don't care. Elias Maya says Portugal, Ecuador, or Japan have a higher chance of winning the World Cup. I don't care. Sonny is going to cook everybody this World Cup. And Sonny is going to be Sonny versus Ronaldo. Yeah? Sonny's going to score in the final, and he's going to hit the in front of Ronaldo. I called it. Y'all can clip it up. I don't give a damn. Rohan Kunda says Germany is my World Cup team. I got a soft spot for Germany, France, and Brazil. Those are like my teams when it comes to the World Cup, alongside South Korea, of course. But this World Cup, with the greatest respect to the aforementioned teams, it's going to be South Korea. And no, I'm not drunk. I'm straight. I'm straight. All right, I'm straight. You can chat all you want. I know we had a very serious football conversation just now. I know we talked very serious footy chat just now, but I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. FIFA World Cup 2026 winners, South Korea. Clip me, do whatever you want. I don't care. Hard bread says off the soju pack. Nick Bradford says Sonny ain't cooked the MLS. How's the World Cup gonna look? Y'all, look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, okay? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Of course, it's gonna be very difficult for South Korea. I'll be honest. But we're still winning it. Shut up. South Korea to win the World Cup 2026. Sonny's gonna do this. He's gonna do this. He's gonna look at Donnie Trump right in the face. He's gonna be like, yeah, 이 새끼야, huh? You get me? Imagine Sonny cuts in, left side, boom, curler, past the Portugal keeper, boom, Ronaldo in tears, Sonny. DB Cooper says it's gonna be difficult for South Korea. No kidding. Hey. It's gonna be alright. Remember what Brad Pitt said in that movie where he was in that black suit? He was like something about death. He spoke to that lady. He said it's gonna be Irie. It's gonna be all right. Trust me. Elias says I love Son, but he can't carry a team. They need to build a super team there. Vispo Sweden's gonna qualify. Trust me. Edwin Chen says get a Portugal Heung-min Son jersey. Yo, Edwin Chen speaking facts. I love that. Oh, you love to see it. That's actually good. I love that. I might actually do that. That's actually a great idea. Or I might get a Brazil kit and put Ronaldo in the back. That'll be sick. Oh, right. The draw is this Friday. Right, Katie? That's right. Gabriel G in the chat. What's going on, Gabriel? He says, what's up, John? What's up, brother? What's going on, G8 Gabriel? Thank you for checking in. Appreciate you. Y'all, my week's been so busy. Like literally after I get off this call, I have to jump on another meeting. I have to get to work. I have to do this. I have to do that. It's been nuts. It's been wild. I've been all over the place. All over. Nick Bradford says, my dream is Sonny versus Netherlands in the final. Ooh. I wouldn't mind that either. Nightwing says 손흥민, 김석진, 박지성, 박찬호, and Good Vibes John. Portugal in 5. I love that. Elias says, what are your group's predictions? I don't know yet, but I'm gonna do a full reaction to the group to the draw, and we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna do a full breakdown of the FIFA World Cup draw, and then we're gonna chat about it for sure. This was his 2 points in a group with Switzerland, Slovakia, and Kosovo. Oh damn! I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know Sweden was doing that bad. But yeah, I think we've near the end of today's show. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I am gonna have to jump off in about 7 minutes because I have to get on a meeting at 7:30. But thank you guys so much for joining us today. I just wanted to make sure that we sort of really talked about Bruno Fernandes, Miguel Borges Fernandes, or Fernandes. Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do for content? I'm gonna find a Portuguese linguist. Yeah. Vispo says 오늘 밤 Knicks가 요리됩니다. Ain't no Knicks getting 요리ed. No Knicks getting 요리ed. Knicks gonna cook to me. Knicks W. Knicks W. But yeah, that's it for me for today. If there's, you know what, another thing that I'm gonna do. Another thing that I'm gonna do every single day that I stream in the month of December. Every month that I stream in the month of December, I'm going to end the stream with a carol or a song. Yeah. So if you guys want me to sing any song before we call it off tonight, drop the song in the comments. Get the song in the comments, and I'll sing whatever y'all want me to sing. But in the meantime, I want to say thank you guys so much for joining us again. This was so please don't. Thank you guys so much. Of course, as always, like the stream, like the video, drop a comment, and let us know what you guys want to see more of next. What do you think about Bruno Fernandes? What do you think about Bruno Miguel Borges Fernandes? Yeah, that's it for me for today. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Subscribe, smash that notification bell, like numero uno moderator Vish says. Yeah. What now? The YouTube family's talking about cereal. I love my YouTube family, man. We just chat about everything and anything. I love that. I love you. I love y'all for that. You know what I mean? But Halil, thank you so much for joining us. Vispo, thank you all. Elias, thank you guys always. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna, nobody dropping any. I'm gonna sing something. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir. I don't have the energy today. Old folks dressed up like Eskimos. Vispa, I'm gonna keep singing because you don't want me to sing. You're gonna mute me? Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoes help to make the season bright. Halil says, don't sing. He says, let it all work out. It needs to work out, man. It needs to work out, yeah. Edward Chen says, oh yeah, sponsor coming. You know what, Edward? Thanks to you, we're gonna push for this sponsor, yeah? Oh yes is gonna sponsor me, yeah? I hope so. All right, guys, no more fooling around. I gotta go. Thank you guys so much as always. Be happy, be healthy, take care of your loved ones, and we'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, for the live call-in show. So if you guys are interested in calling in and speaking about your thoughts, get involved at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be here. Yeah? Peace and love. Love you always. Mad love always. Boom. Peace.